Hey Tara, we're supposed to be doing a video recalling stories and good times from your Henrietta days in Baltimore. I'm gonna be honest with you, I don't remember too much from those visits, but I think that means they were a really good time. I think fondly of those times, so I look forward to creating more memories when you're well and you kick this thing's butt and we're off partying somewhere, and I'm gonna try to remember a few of those memories this time. Take care, love you.
Okay, funny stories from Henrietta Street. I thought the whole 4 or 5 years that they were there, it was a funny story, and I'm sure I'm not as privy to most of the funny stories that happened there. Anyway, my story is the first day we moved in. It was a hot day in August in 1998, and Lori, Michelle, and Tara, and their parents, George and Joanne, and Joe and Gloria were also helping, along with my brother Dennis and Greg. Well, we found a big problem the first time we started unloading the truck. We had a big ass couch that could not fit up the winding staircase that they had on it up to the 3rd floor. So we looked around, we put it on the street, and then Joe and I looked up the corner and saw a liquor store. So it was what 2 intelligent Irishmen would do. We walked up and got a 30-pack and proceeded to come back and sit on the couch on Henrietta Street and drink some beers to figure out how to get the couch upstairs. People walking by smiling at us, some people thought we were idiots. Anyway, after a couple of hours, we came up with an idea, and I went around the corner and went to the furniture store, which owned the building, and asked about if they had some helpers that could help us get a couch up. He drove me over to the warehouse, and I found 2 guys that could have played offensive linemen for the Ravens, and they said, yeah, they could help. The first thing they said, are you the guys drinking beer on Henrietta Street on the couch? I said, yeah, that's us. So they proceeded to drive me over in the station wagon, and Tara thought I got lost, and these people would drive me home. Anyway, long story short, they get out. They went upstairs, took the window out, come down, put the couch up, the box spring up, and we're gone in probably about 15 minutes. It cost us about $60. It was well earned. Anyway, the moral of the story is, we're confronted with a huge problem. Go buy some beer, sit on the couch, and strategize how to fix it. And the world's a better place. Anyway, Tara, I know you had a lot of funny times in Henrietta Street, and I love you, and I know you're going through this. I hope these videos help a little in your trying times, and can't wait till this is over so we can go back and make some more funny stories. Love you, Dad.
There are 2 types of stoves, electric and gas. This is a gas stove, and no matter how many times you turn the knob on and off, stare at it, give it dirty looks, this blue thing will never show up on an electric stove. And that is Cooking Lesson 101 Henrietta Street version.
When Aunt Tara and I lived together in Henrietta, what do you think we did there?
You did your hair.
We played board games, and what do we do?
Did each other's hair.
Oh. What else?
That's interesting. And you also watched TV.
Watched TV.
And you also took walks.
And what do you think we watched on TV?
Ozark.
What do you think we watched?
Princess movie.
Oh, that's great.
Well, Alex and me aren't completely right. We didn't go for walks, watch princess movies. We did a lot of stuff in Henrietta, most of which is kind of fuzzy. And going through pictures, I couldn't find any. So, created my own. The Henrietta Luau. Remember those memories? The luau. Just think back. Enough said. Also, we lived across from a liquor and a beer store. How convenient. So we would yell out of our window to Carol, "Hey, stay open. We need some more beer. We need some more wine." And she would wave to us and say, "Come on, girls, we're going to close." And we'd run down to go get some more alcohol. I mean, orange juice. And who could forget Dan? Dan that ate my goldfish when I was away for the weekend. You guys had a party. My goldfish was eaten. Dan was no longer invited back to Henrietta Street after that. Many beer pong tournaments at Henrietta Street. And the rule was, when the ball went into Tara's bathroom, game over, because no one wanted to use that ball after it rolled around in Tara's bathroom. So that's when the game was over, when the ball went into Tara's bathroom. So we had many great memories of Tara, Michelle, and Lori in Henrietta Street. More than I could share, more than I could remember, more than I could say on a family video. And this is Hank, our landlord, that always used to yell at us. And we love you, and I love our time in Henrietta. Oh, and I can't wait for me, you, and Lori to get together and reminisce in person about all the great times. Love you, Tara.
All right, Tara. So I'm sitting here, it's early, and I'm doing my little ride, and I'm sweating so much. So I'm like, oh wait, I still have on my long sleeve, Go Tara, Believe shirt. And then I have this flashback to Henrietta when Michelle and I would wake up dripping in sweat, and we'd be like, why is it 90 degrees up here? It's January. This doesn't make sense. Do we gotta call Hank? Is something broken? And we go downstairs and we would look at the thermometer thing, I don't know what it's called, the temperature thing, and it would be set to 95, and Michelle and I are like, what in the world? And then you'd be like, oh yeah, I just wanted to work out and get a good sweat on. We'd be like, but you didn't turn it down. And the two of us would just crack up. Thinking about you, miss you, can't wait to hang out and go for a run or a walk or have a beer. So gotta finish this ride, and I will talk to you later. Cheers.
Hey Tara, it's Dee Dee and John. And my memory of visiting you in Baltimore was I flew in from California to go to Preakness, and you guys at 8 a.m. in the morning made me go save the party spot at the racetrack after I hadn't slept all night. So we're thinking of you. Hope these people make you laugh today. I'm not sure if John's staying around me, but we love you. Bye.
Hey Tara. So I'm supposed to talk about a memory in Baltimore during a visit. And you know I have dementia, so I can't remember anything. And that's a good sign of a good time, because there was a lot of times I couldn't remember anything. I remember bits and pieces. I remember sleeping on a couch. I remember a lot of shots that I threw over my shoulder and didn't drink because I hate doing shots. And I remember Vinny always looking out for us because we were a mess. And Vinny was very kind and always made sure we all made it home. Those are the highlights. I remember horses running around us, but I do remember a lot of drinks. That's about it. Anyway, cheers to you, my friend. I love you.
Hey Murph, just checking in on you, seeing how things are going. Hopefully things are getting a little bit easier with you. Recently I was just thinking about all the time we spent together down in Baltimore, all the parties you had, all the Preaknesses, and thinking about how good they were, how bad they were, and how ugly they were. Most of them were ugly nights since they ended up in passed out or blacked out. But I'll be honest, they had to be a hell of a night since I chose to come back down time and time again to do it over each time with you. So I'll tell you what, once you kick this, I'm coming down, and we'll try to do it all over again like we're 21. Love you, Murph. Talk to you soon.
So I had to come back and do another video because I actually finally remembered something from the Henrietta days. I remember going to Preakness, and I remember it being insane that people could actually just bring shopping carts full of beer, as much as they could get in. And then I remember not seeing a horse at all. In fact, I don't think I knew there were horses at Preakness till maybe 2 years later. So yeah, that was one memory. So I wanted to share that. Yeah. Can't wait to make more. Love you.
Hey, Murph Flingone. Some memories about Baltimore. First is, you and I talk about this all the time, when Devin tried to pick a fight with those people, those girls coming out of the bar, and then fell over, kind of looking at us to kind of pick up her mess, which was always like one of the most hysterical moments. And one of the other things I always think about is just Preakness, because I'd never been there before, and it like lays in my mind as hands down one of, or two of the best experiences that I've had. Like, just hysterical, fun, nonstop laughter. Just, you know, just awesome. So I love you. This is way longer than it's supposed to be, but thinking of you, and
Hi Tara, thinking about you a lot. I just have to give you one little reminder. Do you remember taking the wrong leaves from my dining room table and you guys using it for ping beer pong, was it? And I asked Lori to please bring them back because you accidentally took the wrong leaves. Well, we used that table for a while after that, and finally I got another set, but what can I tell you? Anyway, Tara, I look forward to seeing you really soon. Take care, and remember, we believe.
Hey Tad, Team Murphy up here in City Island. We know you're going through a tough time, but if anyone can get through it, it's you. So just want to remember all the good times we had. I won't tell you the name of it, but here's one of the places. And from there, I think we went around the corner to Nevins. So the Irish have the halfway to St. Paddy's Day. That's 6 months after St. Paddy's Day. So we're halfway through Team Tara. So within the next 2 months, 2.5 months, we're going to have a blast at Wiley Gunther's. So hang in there. We're rooting for you. We love you.
Hey Tara, it's Aunt Regina. I just want to say we have January done. We have February. It's now the beginning of March. So let's get through March and April, and then we'll have May to celebrate. And oh, I have my pocketbook already that you gave me that has the insulated inside of the pocketbook. And oh, look what I have inside for us to enjoy come April or May. A little Crown Royal. Okay, Tara, we love you.
Bye-bye.
Be well.
Hey Tara.
Hey Tara.
So I know the stories this week are about Baltimore, and God knows I have a ton of them. My first memory actually goes back to August of 1998. You were putting us to work, helping you move with your roommates into your new awesome apartment. I don't know why you ever gave that place up. That was sweet. I was tasked with putting together a piece of furniture, and I was doing it with your roommate Lori. And I think we bonded over that, and I'm pretty sure I fell in love. And I stupidly told you that I had a crush on her. And then soon after that, everyone knew. And I was mortified, I was embarrassed, I couldn't even talk to her, I couldn't even look at her. But now, over 20 years later, I have the confidence to finally talk about it and say, Lori, I'm married. Now, I know that was an apartment story. You got those last week, so I'll bring it up a little bit closer now to the current time. Although this actually is pretty old now as I think about it. This was in 2008, and early 2008. It was right after, I think I was 21, and we were going to the bar. No, it was 2009, sorry. We were going to the bars, and you know everyone. We all know that. You're the most social, friendly person around. And in walks this one woman, and I was not completely, I couldn't really see who it was. Then realized it was Jenna Bush. And you're just chatting with Jenna Bush, old friends. I'm like, this is crazy. I'm sitting here talking to Jenna Bush. This is nuts. This is like the first family, although they were out of office by that point. But regardless, what makes this story so amazing was at some point, the bar smelled a little bit. And you just turned to Jenna Bush and go, Jenna, did you just fart? And I'm like, oh my God, this is the first daughter of the United States and you're asking her if she farted. But Jenna Bush starts dying laughing. And she's saying, no, I didn't, but my husband did. And we look over into the corner and this guy is bawling, laughing, crying, like tears. It's definitely one of, not my favorite story of Baltimore, maybe ever. And just your approach of talking to her was hilarious. So just great nights in Baltimore, always. You always make it a good time.
Yeah, I was trying to think of one of my favorite memories out in Baltimore. And I was going through all of these nights and bars, and it was really hard to pick one because all of the bars, all of the cinnamon toast crunch shots, orange crushes, bucket beers, sweet tea vodka. There was one weekend where that was all we drank. All of that just kind of blended together, and I really couldn't pick a favorite memory because we've never had a bad night out in Baltimore with you. The mornings, not so good, but the nights have always been amazing.
Yeah, and that, when this started for you, I remember you telling me that it felt like the worst hangover that wouldn't end, and honestly I can't imagine it. I'm sure that's even putting it lightly. But after these stories and over 20 years in Baltimore and a lot of good nights out, I know you've had a lot of rough mornings. So I think all of these years in Baltimore and you just being the strong person that you are, you're knocking this out of the park and halfway there. So we're thinking of you and we cannot wait to get down there and drink all the drinks and have all the fun.
Yep, we love you and we can't wait to be out in these bars again with you.
Love you.
Love you.
I met Tara in Baltimore and hung out with her so long that this happened. What you drinking?
Vodka soda.
Cheers, Mommy.
Cheers, Mommy.